towns are defined by their traditions, others by their secrets. And then, there are towns like Ravenbrook, a quiet community with tree-lined streets, friendly neighbors, and a silence so thick it could drown the truth itself. It was the kind of place where nothing bad was ever supposed to happen. Until one autumn evening, something did. On October 7th, 2004, 17-year-old Emily Carter vanished on her way home from a high school football game. She wasn't the kind of girl who disappeared. Straight-A student, church choir member, a face everyone in town recognized. When she didn't show up for dinner, her mother called the police immediately. A search began that same night. Volunteers combed to the woods, officers questioned classmates, and missing posters appeared on every lamppost by morning. But after a week, nothing. No clues. No suspects. Just silence. The official story was simple. Emily walked home, took a shortcut to the old Mill Road path, and never made out the other side. But the unofficial story, the one whispered behind closed doors, was far more disturbing. People said they'd seen Emily arguing with Jake Holloway, the son of the town's most powerful man, just hours before she vanished. Jake was 18, popular, in trouble in disguise, the kind of boy whose name never made it into police reports, no matter what he did. Witnesses claimed they saw him speeding away from Mill Road that night in his father's pickup truck. But when detectives questioned him, Jake said he'd been at a friend's house all evening. And just like that, the case went cold. Emily's mother, Linda Carter, never accepted it. For years, she pressed for new investigations, begged reporters to cover the story, and even hired private detectives. Each time, the same walls of silence closed in. In Ravenbrook, people stopped saying Emily's name. Neighbors crossed the street to avoid her mother. The sheriff stopped returning her calls. It was as if the town had decided that pretending nothing happened was easier than admitting the truth. Then, 10 years later, something changed. A construction crew clearing land near the edge of town unearthed a shallow grave, and inside were the remains of a teenage girl, wrapped in a decaying blue jacket. A jacket identical to the one Emily had been wearing the night she disappeared. DNA confirmed what Linda already knew. Emily had been found. But finding her body didn't bring peace. It brought fear. Because everyone in Ravenbrook remembered who lived less than a mile from that site back in 2004, the Holloway family. Detectives reopened the case, but by then, most of the old evidence had been lost. Phone records, witness statements, even parts of Emily's original case file, gone. Still, one retired officer, Tom Riley, came forward. He'd worked the original case and admitted that back then, he'd been told to back off when his investigation started leading toward the Holloways. He recalled the night of Emily's disappearance vividly. How Jake's truck had mud on his tires that matched the soil near Mill Road. How the boy's alibi had holes in it. And how the sheriff had personally ordered him to drop it. Riley said, everyone knew. Everyone. But no one wanted to cross that family. The Holloways owned half the businesses in town. Jake's father, Richard, was a councilman, a donor to the local police department, and a man used to getting what he wanted. When whispers about Jake started spreading again after Emily's remains were found, the town closed ranks. Old friends refused to talk. Neighbors denied remembering. And when Linda Carter tried to organize a vigil for her daughter, not a single person showed up. Even after all those years, fear still ruled Ravenbrook. But justice has a way of creeping in when you least expect it. In 2018, a true crime podcast featured Emily's story, using old interviews, police notes, and even Riley's statement. Within a month, it went viral. Suddenly, people outside Ravenbrook were asking questions the town had long avoided. Reporters flooded in. New forensic tests were ordered. And one small piece of evidence, a hair fiber found in the lining of Emily's jacket, finally broke the silence. It matched Jake Holloway. He was arrested 20 years after Emily vanished. In court, the truth spilled out. Jake had lured Emily to meet him that night after the football game. When she rejected him, things turned violent. He buried her in a panic and drove home, thinking his father's influence would protect him forever. And for a long time, it did, but not forever. When a verdict came, guilty of second-degree murder, Linda Carter sat in the front row. She didn't cry. She didn't smile. She just whispered. Finally, Jake Holloway's father died before the trial, never facing justice for the cover-up that protected his son. And the people of Ravenbrook? They still keep their curtains closed, still speak in low voices when the case is mentioned. Because in a way, the town itself was guilty, too, of silence. Sometimes the scariest monsters aren't hiding in the dark. They're standing right beside us, smiling, pretending nothing ever happened. If this story sent chills down your spine, make sure to like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss another true crime story that the world tried to forget. Because the truth may be buried, but it never stays hidden forever.